are players slumbering in these capsules, which means that one day they will wake up. After some time, they find another door, and Sungwoo tells everyone to prepare for battle. Meanwhile, he is thinking that the heart they are looking for must be in there. After entering the room, a notification pops up informing them that they have entered the cradle of the champion. The room is filled with roots on all directions, and Sungwoo informs others to think of the entire environment as an enemy. After going further into the room, they find another capsule. Hanho is speculating whether there is a human or a beast inside the capsule, while Sungwoo is thinking that the feeling he is getting from this capsule is different. It's as if he is not looking at a person, but an overwhelming being that came from an outer dimension. All of a sudden, a notification pops up informing everyone that the champion of the 31st world, the World Eater, has appeared. With that being said, the capsule bursts and the water comes out. The champion comes out as he says that he was not expecting the Necromancer to come all the way here. He further tells Sungwoo that you are too reckless, and Sungwoo asks him about his identity. The champion says that he is a player, a guardian, a Dark Lord, and the World Eater. Sungwoo is taken a bit back by this, since everyone in this fallen world is supposed to be a corrupted, but this guy here is a guardian, so he asks him if the world tree is not under the possession of the corrupted or the evil god. Champion says that I must be the evil god, the World Eater, in your world. However, I am the one and only savior in this one. He defeated the corrupted, took over this place, and arranged the ark. What he needs is the energy to maintain this ark. And the final player of this world who brings said energy here is he himself. Sungwoo asks him if that is the reason why the World Eater is trying to end his world so he can keep supplying life to the players inside the capsules. Sungwoo asks him if both of us are involved in this damned game all the same, then don't you have some time to talk and resolve our curiosities at the same time. Sungwoo realizes that the World Eater has the sword of the ruler in his hands, which means he has no plans to talk. With that being said, Sungwoo summons his Grim Reaper scythe as he informs the World Eater that who you are or what you want does not matter anymore because of the rules of this game, which requires them to kill each other to accomplish their goals. Sungwoo activates Grand Necromancy, Death Response, and Shadow Army in the area as he warns the World Eater that he will take everything he has. He will stand at the end of this game and see the truth himself. Both Victor and the Death Knight are alerted as they have never been summoned together in order to fight just one person. At the same time, both Victor and Mireo start summoning their minions as well. The human players take position in the backline as they prepare for support. Sungwoo is thinking that this is the biggest army we can pull out. He is going to surround the World Eater and squash him in a single breath. The World Eater prepares his sword as he tells Sungwoo what he is doing is useless because he cannot win against him. With that being said, he blasts through most of the minions in a single dragon breath attack. The World Eater compliments Sungwoo by saying that you certainly are a strong one, and those like you can be counted in just one hand in your world. However, I am different. The recommended level for clearing Demon's Lair is level 43. That's because I am the final boss of this place and my level is 43. Sungwoo just realized that there is a huge 19-level difference between them, and because of this high level, the number of titles, synergies, and divinities he possesses must be more than 2. The World Eater activates his evil eye as he tells them to quietly become his nourishment. The pressure from the evil eye is too hard to bear, which makes most of the players lose their footing. Sungwoo is barely managing to fend off the minor attacks of the World Eater, while he gets a notification stating that you face divinity. As your qualification is enough, you can face divinity. It shows positive effects to party members as well. Red Lion informs Sungwoo that he can feel a power that can only come out from a dragon or a world tree from inside that man's body. The World Eater confirms this suspicion by informing them that he is the master of a dragon and the one who killed and consumed the blood of another dragon. He is the dragon that gnawed down the world tree and consumed its essence. With that being said, the World Eater performs a slash attack and Sungwoo dodges it by jumping to the side. Sungwoo is at awe since the World Eater managed to make such a huge mark just with a single slash attack. Sungwoo pulls out Winter Predator as he orders the mages at the back to keep the World Eater at distance with large area magic attacks. Sungwoo keeps on shooting the Winter Predator while the World Eater slashes every single bullet with ease. At the same time, Li Wei and the other mages are preparing for a large area magic, but as they were ready to use it, they get a warning message informing them that Dragon Fear is activated in the area. It freezes life forms with lower class than the user. All of the magic users become incapacitated with the Dragon Fear skill. Sungwoo is desperate to create an opening, so he activates the focus shot feature of the Winter Predator to bring down the World Eater. The World Eater manages to deflect the focus shot attack with ease, but that was just a distraction. Sungwoo uses shadow movement to appear behind the World Eater, and he activates Wraith Bombardment max level in his Grim Reaper Scythe. He then uses the Wraith Bombardment skill at the same time without giving the World Eater time to breathe. But the World Eater survived that attack and his form looks changed as he informs Sungwoo, "There is no use for such attacks in here." Sungwoo is thinking whether this form is a type of invincibility frame, but it does not look like he can maintain that form for a long time since he reverted back to his real form so quickly. World Eater tells Sungwoo to give up. Even if Sungwoo survives here, he will still die in his world. Sungwoo asks him if he is talking about the door of the demon's lair he opened in Beijing. At the same time, Sungwoo is thinking that he is right and there is no future even if he escapes from here with his life. So he must win, but he is not sure how he is gonna win against this monstrosity. There is no way at all to win with the resources he has right now. He needs an even bigger power. But before he can think further, the World Eater makes his way up to Sungwoo to finish him off. Death Knight comes in between them, ready to take the full force of the World Eater head on. The World Eater stops for a second as he recognizes the sword in the hands of the Death Knight. He tries to grab the sword from the Death Knight, saying that it's not an object someone like you can wield. He further asks the Death Knight even if he knows what that sword is, and Death Knight replies by saying that he knows well what it is. Death Knight says, "Is it not the sword of the defeated that the failures were holding in both worlds? It's a tool that perfectly fits both you and I." The World Eater tells him to not mock it without knowing anything. "You do not know how many allies I have lost in order to properly wield that sword." Running away, getting helped and receiving protection, I was more powerless than anyone, but I knew it was going to change one day. So I had no choice but to sacrifice everyone for the future of this world. This single sword is the power I obtained by holding out and exchanging all the blood and patience. None of you can understand, and he demands the Death Knight to drop it right now. Sungwoo orders Death Knight to drop the sword, and he does as commanded while saying sorry to the World Eater, which makes the World Eater a bit confused. Sungwoo tells the World Eater that you are the prime model for uselessness, and he can guess why this world ended. It's an investment failure of your allies who died for you. The Dragon Knight of our world was different from you. I met him for a short time, but he neither ran away nor sacrificed other people. Instead, he entrusted the future to someone else even in his own death. The World Eater dares Sungwoo to come closer and say that again. This made the World Eater a bit riled up, so Sungwoo is thinking that maybe he hit the right spot. World Eater is now fully focused on Sungwoo, and Sungwoo uses this chance to send something toward the Death Knight through his mage minion. This turns out to be the Grim Reaper Scythe of this world, since Death Knight fulfills all of the special conditions and he reaches the Lich state. This in turn activates a synergy which requires 4 Lich state users in one party. This synergy is called the Manifestation of the Book of Apocalypse, and it is a hidden synergy. It's a class-type synergy, and it requires more than 4 users of Lich stage with death magic. It upgrades 1 random exclusive skill to Ultimate Stage. The user can also obtain the authority of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. All of a sudden, the World Eater starts asking questions like, "Sungwoo, what are you? And what did he just do?" Sungwoo is thinking that he is feeling a strong type of emotion from him instead of rage, and he asks the World Eater if he is confused. It turns out that the World Eater just heard about a transcended skill for the first time, and he always thought that ultimate rank was the last one. The skill the World Eater was talking about is the authority of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. It's a transcendent rank passive type skill. As long as the Manifestation of the Book of Apocalypse synergy is maintained, the additional effects listed below are granted for 60 minutes. Number 1. Authority of War. The user can summon the army of the apocalypse sealed within the abyss and obtain command and authority. Number 2. Authority of Famine. It creates a death sanctuary within a specified region of 10 kilometers connected to the abyss. The third one is Authority of Pestilence. Area affect magic damage and curse magic effects are significantly increased up to 400%. The fourth one is the Authority of Death. The user gains power from death that occurs around him. For every single death, all skill effects increase by 1%. The World Eater says that it does not make sense for 2 Grim Reaper Scythes and 4 Leeches to be at the same place. He shouts out loud saying that this is a synergy that cannot exist. Sungwoo is thinking that given the game settings, it's something close to being impossible. Even after going through a process of variables upon variable in the current world, 3 Leeches were the limit. It would have been difficult to calculate obtaining 1 more Grim Reaper Scythe by infiltrating a fallen world. That is why this almost impossible to get synergy has transcendent rank. Sungwoo tells the World Eater that you claim that you have seen the end of the game, yet you don't know it that well. The World Eater replies by saying nothing will change even if you obtained a synergy like this. You cannot win against me since my level overwhelms yours. Sungwoo replies by saying that you don't know well, but levels are not everything in this game. Sungwoo starts summoning the army of the apocalypse, which is sealed within the abyss through the authority of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. A system message pops up asking Sungwoo to choose the target army to summon. He can summon Penal battalion. He cannot summon Gigantes for now since the combined rank between the leeches is insignificant. He cannot summon the sealed one as well since the combined rank between the leeches is insignificant. Sungwoo quickly summons the Penal battalion since it is his only option. As soon as he performs the spell, the ground under them starts breaking apart. All of the capsules get thrown down due to the breaking of the ground, and it makes the World Eater angrier. But he comes to a halt after reaching the bottom of the shattered ground where the Penal battalion got summoned. Sungwoo is given command authority over the prisoner army of the apocalypse. Every prisoner in the battalion belongs to the ancient conquering empire. Sungwoo got 150 assault soldiers, shield soldiers, and elite archers. He got 50 armored knights and darkness priests as well. Victor Lich comes to tears as he has never seen anything like this, and he is glad that he died and got reborn as a Lich. Sungwoo activates the second skill and a notification pops up informing everyone that the 10-kilometer region is declared as Death Sanctuary. The specified region of 10 kilometers will temporarily enter the Abyss and Space Overlap state. Citizen of the Abyss effect is applied, which increases undead attack and defense by 10%. After every specified time of 1 minute, a random number of maximum of 5 masterless zombies are generated. The space around the World Eater slowly changes into Abyss. Sungwoo grins as he asks the World Eater if it still looks like that it is impossible to win against you. If you still can't tell, then let me prove it to you now. The zombies rush toward the World Eater, but he wipes them out using Dragon Breath skill. A new wave of soldiers appears with a shield wall formation. The World Eater cuts them apart along with their shields, but unlike the first time where he just wiped out all of his summons with ease, he is having a tough time. Plus, as time goes on, he is showing some signs of exhaustion as well. There is something wrong with the World Eater since he is a level 43 fighter class type, but he is getting tired so easily. Even Czar, whose level was far lower, didn't get tired with a fight this short. Sungwoo is now sure that the body of the World Eater is not in a normal condition. Sungwoo uses his Bihyung fan to summon the specters who start using all of his high-grade weapons at once. Sungwoo is thinking that he will exhaust the World Eater through normal attacks. Eventually an opening will show up on its own. Sungwoo keeps on bombarding the World Eater with different ranged attacks, and the World Eater keeps on using Dragon Breath to break those attacks. All of a sudden, his weapon gets sealed for 5 minutes due to the Fighter Shackle's skill. Sungwoo is thinking that it is over since he took away the only weapon of the World Eater. Sungwoo tells him that everything will not work out well for you just because your level is higher. The World Eater gets prepared to fight to his fullest as well. He punches the ground and it starts breaking. A magma occurs below the broken ground, engulfing everything into hellfire. He informs the Necromancer that he didn't drag in the demonic creatures to avoid the Ark being destroyed, but now they are in a different space, and he got nothing to lose. Sungwoo tells him that you are mistaken. The head of the demonic creatures who have been imitating humans has finally revealed its true nature. Sungwoo informs him that he made a grave mistake by summoning these vile creatures, and his summons rush toward the incoming wave of demonic creatures. Sungwoo earns 500,000 gold coins for slaying each being from the outer dimension, and with each death he absorbs their essence, gaining 1% increase in skill effects. World Eater complains that this synergy is unfair, but Sungwoo reminds him by saying that you have been sleeping for far too long. What he means to say is that the World Eater has lost his instincts since you should have started looking for your lost items first. It turns out that the specters of Sungwoo stole the sword of the World Eater while he was distracted, and Sungwoo is thinking that he can finish up the World Eater with this if he has no hidden cards left. All of a sudden, the attacks from the creatures from the hole stop and something besides a creature is coming in. This is a huge boss monster, which is the Demon's Lair second general commander, and he tries to crush Sungwoo with his hand, but Sungwoo manages to fly away in time. Death Knight says that if this boss has strong firepower like the Gatekeeper, then the tide of this battle can change into World Eater's favor. Sungwoo orders his army of the Abyss to stop that thing. The boss monster pulls out a huge tree branch. Then he crushes the army of the dead with it, but simple physical attacks are of no use against the army of the dead. All of a sudden, he opens up his stomach and there is a sort of vomit accumulating in there. The boss monster submerges the broken undead in that liquid, and they stop being regenerating. Sungwoo compliments the World Eater for having only disgusting creatures by his side. The World Eater tells Sungwoo that in order to survive in a hell like this, you have no choice but to become the king of hell. This thing is one of the worst living beings the end has conceived. It's not created to be a hunting target, but to be a hunter. The World Eater flares up as he says that the balance has shifted towards me. Necromancer, you were amazing, but this is your limit. Sungwoo equips the Balmung sword as he informs the World Eater that he made a new friend as well. This is a two-handed mythical sword named Balmung, also known as the Sword of the Ruler. It increases all stats by 6 points. It ignores a portion of the attacking target's defense effects by 30%. It grants the Dragon Slayer effect, and when attacking a dragon class, additional damage is granted. Its description says that this sword is the key to awaken the Black Dragon and the emblem to the leash that handles the dragon. Due to the achievements of its previous master, a new name is granted. Sungwoo informs the World Eater that he has another gift for him as the walls around them start to crack. It turns out that Sungwoo used his recently acquired authority to summon the dragon as his minion. Sungwoo unsummons the gold-plated minions, and he equips the dragon with their gold plate armor. The dragon and the boss go for each other's neck in order to determine which one of them is the real hunter. The boss tries to use magma wave through his eyes, but the dragon smashes the eye. It turns out that this armor on the dragon is quite durable, and it can resist the acid from the boss monster. The dragon keeps on smashing the boss monster eye until it pops open like a cherry, and Sungwoo gets a notification stating that he got 45 million gold coins by hunting the boss monster. The World Eater is in denial since he went through so much to reach this place, and now everything that he built is crumbling. Sungwoo warns the World Eater to clench his teeth since a big impact is coming in. The World Eater changes his appearance as he did to avoid being hit by the demonic bombardment. All of a sudden, Sungwoo realizes that the World Eater has started to bleed little by little. His movements are slowing down and he is no longer in the form where he was when he came out of the capsule. As the fighting goes on, the bleeding becomes quite severe, but the World Eater is still in denial as he thinks that he kept winning until now, and he will not lose this time as well. Sungwoo seizes this chance to use the shadow movement skill to get closer to the World Eater. He then slashes the World Eater in half using the Grim Reaper scythe while telling the World Eater that you have failed.